Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's great to have you guys here. Hope you guys have been having a wonderful day. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Super 17's design. I know a lot of people have talked about Android 17, LR Super 17's design not being the greatest. A lot of people dislike him as an LR. They think he's a bit wonky. They're not a big fan of it. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys, after using him for like the last day, I'm kind of using him in a bit in different situations. I will say this right now, and I want this to be apparent. Super 17 is great. He's very strong, very good unit. There's some things here that we're going to highlight because obviously I think the general idea here is that he has key issues, which we're going to talk about here in a second. So let's go ahead. Actually, why are we waiting? Let's go ahead and talk about it. So his passive is not bad. I like his passive. His passive is pretty good. The biggest issue are two things, right? Well, one issue for me, another issue for a lot of other people, which is his target Goku passive right here, right? Everybody's very upset that they changed that to target Goku versus GT bosses, which is completely understandable because obviously you're rocking a new leader and then his passive is going to be androids and target Goku instead of GT bosses and androids. So I completely understand that statement, but I'll get more into that in a second because I feel like there's a reason behind that. It might not be a good reason, but I understand why they ended up making this call. And then obviously over here, the high chance of key +1 with each attack received up to 7. That's weird to me. I don't like this high chance. I think they should have changed it to you get hit once, you get a key, just like LRGN does it. I think that would have been far superior than this weird high chance to get key. That's his biggest issue. Like if he could just build up key over time instead of doing this rant, like, you know, a high chance to, I think he would have been so much freaking better, personally. So, but again, that's just my opinion. I think it could have gone either way for sure. I feel like it could definitely go into a direction where, you know, this could be better, but honestly, for consistency purposes, I feel like without any RNG is always gonna be a bit better. But just, you know, me, that's just my opinion anyways. I just would have preferred that to be, you know, 1 key up to 7. And now let's go ahead and talk about the big thing in the bag. Why target Goku? So let's talk about GT bosses. That's going to be the first thing that we talk about before we even go to target Goku. So here's the GT bosses category. It's crap. It's super tiny. There's like not many units on it. There's not many top tier units. So Bandai was put in a spot, right? They made a new category. You know, GT bosses, again, is not powerful. It's a lot weaker compared to like a lot of the other recent categories that we've got in Dokkan. So they went ahead and made this category. In mind, probably just kind of, you know, separate GT heroes and GT bosses because they don't really typically, Katsu doesn't like to make full saga, like full, how can I put it, like they don't like doing like full anime arc categories, right? You have Shadow Dragon sagas, then you have GT heroes, GT bosses, Cell saga, and Android saga, Boo saga. They don't do like a Z saga, they don't do a Super saga, they don't do a GT saga, right? So they kind of split them up. And GT bosses, unfortunately, got the short end of the stick here because there's not a whole lot of units on it. So imagine if they change that passive to GT bosses. Let's look at the units that you guys would have had. So, for example, right, his passive is androids and target Goku. Let's imagine it's androids and GT bosses. There's not much overlap with that. You have Super 17 here, who's on target Goku, and, you know, GT bosses, and that is it. The rest of the category. Oh, actually, this Cell down here. You could have, I mean, he's a support, so I guess you could use him. All right. Actually, yeah, I mean, if you want to use him, you could. You could have. So Super 17, right, definitely seems to be the, and Cell definitely seems to be the only overlap here. And Baby too. So Baby as well, right? Baby's on target Goku, but I don't think anybody else. Oh, and this Cell right here. So you have a couple units overlapping, but this Super 17 can't link with the LR, and this Cell obviously, I mean, once maybe he gets an easy A and he'll be better, or if this physical Cell gets an awakening and gets an easy A, he'll be better too. So you don't have as much options here, right? It's not like a whole lot of options here for the overlap to get the full passive active. So that's the first thing we're going to look at. Now let's look at target Goku. You have 13, you have the LR trio right here, you know, 17, 18, 16, right there. You know, they're a good support unit, by the way, for, you know, they could definitely help them out with the key plus key 2 and 40% attack is good. So that's a nice little target Goku buff. Obviously, all the cells who are on androids are going to be helping, especially the imperfect cell. You guys have him. I do, thankfully. He will be making tech orbs, giving him a 50% attack and defense. So that's good. This 18 and Krillin card, definitely not a bad card at all. They do give a pretty good buff on for Android. So we'll take that as well. So you guys see it, right? It's like they're on androids and target Goku versus GT bosses has no, like, they don't really have much overlap here. So that is my personal reasoning on why they decided to change this passive up from GT bosses to target Goku. I feel like it works a bit better because, again, androids overlaps with target Goku. I do understand, though, the idea of giving a category leader the category but being buffed by something else is a bit bizarre. I will be honest. I do think that's why I mentioned in the beginning that even though I could see why they did it, I don't think it justifies it because, again, it's still kind of awkward, right? Like, you have to use 3 different categories. Like, I don't know, it's a little weird, right? And it kind of takes away from using GT bosses. If you're gonna be primarily focusing on, you know, Super 17, you're not gonna want to be using GT bosses. You want to go full Android. So that kind of takes the whole point away of him being the leader of it. So I get why they chose it, but I don't think it's still, I still don't think it's great design. But I do understand, right? I definitely do understand the reasoning behind it, but just because I understand the reasoning doesn't make it okay. But yeah, and then obviously we could look at the Android category by itself, and like you do have other option on Androids, right? I mean, you have a bunch of freaking LRs. You do have a lot of options here for just a normal Androids team where you're just looking at target Goku getting his full passive active. Obviously, you want to get the Androids that are going to be on this team, and then when 17 and 18 also get an easy, that will help them out too. So that's the reasoning behind it, right? I do think that's kind of like primarily the main reason why they chose target Goku. I don't like his active skill. I'm probably going to make a whole video talking about active skills. Talking about how I don't like them in Dokkan anymore, because again, I feel like a lot of the unfortunately, all the new ones kind of suck. I mean, it takes too long to get them. They don't do enough for me to really be like, oh, you know, this is fine taking 8 turns or anything like that. So primarily, I'm not a big fan of that. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it, though. I do think he's a good card, right? I will close it up by saying he's a good card. I don't think he was designed poorly. I think he's just awkward. This is like, right here is my biggest issue. This doesn't bother me that much. It's this right here. This high chance of 1 key with each attack received up to 7 is the one that bothers me the most, because I feel like this is just awkward. I should have just been 1 key per turn to get attacked on. So that's pretty much how I would have designed it personally. I don't think it is the greatest. I don't think he's a broken unit, but I think he's fine. I think he's okay. I don't have many issues with him. He's a good unit. Do I think he's top 10? He can be. I'm still trying to debate on that. So if you guys have any thoughts on the top 10, definitely let me know in the comments. I hope I did a good job explaining the issues that I had with him. Also, his link set. I mean, his links, him not having big bad bosses is weird. And the fact that he doesn't have generally a very good key link is another issue. Yeah, Fuse Fighter. Why the hell does he delete Fuse Fighter? There's Android Assault, which works with the target Goku androids. Fear and Faith. Yeah, a lot of the androids should have that. I mean, they had to. Not too many, unfortunately. It's fine though. It's fine. I think him having like Shocking Speed would have been a bit better, and having big bad bosses. So the key stuff definitely is an issue, right? I will say that right now. The key is definitely a little bit of an issue with this unit, but overall he's solid. I like him. Definitely not a bad option. So that is pretty much it, boys. So if you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more content. Thank you guys so much. As always, you guys are amazing, and I will see you guys for the next Dokkan battle video. Sorry if I'm a little tired. I'm honestly just like really tired. So all right, you guys have a great night. See you guys later. Bye.